There are, count them, 1, 2, 3 ways Apple could become one of the biggest beneficiaries of the space economy. These are 3 ways that nobody is really talking about. Why it matters to investors today is because despite Apple's massive market cap, the stock could be a value stock, especially compared to the multiples of other tech stocks and large cap growth plays. I'm Skylar James, welcome back to the channel. Let me show you the 3 reasons this value play could rocket higher as part of the space economy. The first way is by leveraging their massive share of the smartphone market using an in-house satellite network. These satellites aren't in orbit yet, but follow me here. We all have smartphones, right? iPhones, Galaxies, Pixels, but owning a smartphone isn't as simple as just paying these phone makers for a phone. They require additional services. It requires that we pay carriers for our phones to be functional. Verizon, at&t, T-Mobile. What if Apple could cut out those carriers? What if Apple launched a series of satellites that iPhones could connect directly to, bypassing the carriers? I'm not a tech expert, I don't work for Apple, and I have no idea how far away we are from that sort of technology being commonplace, but the idea is simple enough on paper, right? How much are you paying your carrier each month for cell service? 40 bucks, 60 bucks, more? Don't forget activation fees, line change fees. There's practically a fee for everything. Now, consider what the Apple model could look like. It's all hypothetical, but Apple launches these satellites with the help of a SpaceX or Astra Rocket or Rocket Labs or even some rocket company we don't even know about yet. Those launches will cost Apple some money, some CapEx to implement, but once the constellation of satellites is live and running, the upkeep cost of the satellites flattens. Apple then offers iPhone users access to this network for, let's say, 25 bucks a month. 25 would be a sharp discount compared to what cell carriers are charging us today. There are about 1 billion, with a B, active iPhones globally. 1 billion. If every single user paid $25 monthly for Apple's satellite service, that would be a new $250 billion in annual revenue for the tech giant. $250 billion the next year, and the next year, and the next year. We could change the numbers around, increase the monthly fee, lower the percent of iPhone users who sign up. However we play with it, Apple still wins huge over the long term. And the traditional carriers get crushed if Apple pulls off this sort of development. Carriers lose the leverage they currently possess over their customers. Apple could, in effect, run Verizon and T-Mobile into the ground and then acquire them. Buy them up, take their infrastructure and assets and repurpose them for Apple's own uses. What kind of uses, you ask? How about for the use of the upcoming Apple Car? That's part 2 of Apple's space economy play, their upcoming car, slated to be released no sooner than 2025. And again, I only have the ideas and not the roadmap on how to get there, but Apple can expand this car's potential in 2 very powerful ways. The first way is by using their network of in-house satellites as communication and GPS waypoints for their fleet of vehicles. The second way is if Apple really does pull off this smashing of the cell phone carriers and then acquiring them, they can use that acquired carrier infrastructure as self-driving beacons and waypoints for their fleet of cars. So all of a sudden, Apple's entry into the space economy looks like it could shake up several industries. Cell carriers, the car market, and don't forget that these aggressive decisions could draw more people over to iPhones and away from Androids. Think about the cell phone carriers a little more. Each of the 3 big American carriers have market caps today between $100 and $200 billion. Apple, in its vault, has $200 billion in cash or cash equivalents. Right now, here today, they could acquire a cell carrier if they really wanted to, but the deal would be much sweeter if the acquisition cost was even lower. So here's the third piece, the third way Apple shakes everything up by entering the space economy. Those satellites and carrier infrastructures now under Apple's control, they can be utilized to supply 5G speeds to MacBook and iPad owners, effectively cutting out the monopolistic broadband suppliers, namely Comcast. This would be seismic, damaging, or even wiping out the traditional broadband suppliers would be a shakeup that impacts every single American. Think about it. What does Comcast really have going for itself? A dying cord-based TV solution, the NBC network, and a monopoly on household broadband. Tim Cook should go right for the jugular and take Comcast out. Go after Comcast monopoly. Can you name one person who is satisfied with the service and price Comcast charges them? I'm waiting. Don't know anyone? Me either. Every consumer should be rooting for more competition in the residential broadband space. And Apple might be the hero we need. So first, Apple launches satellites and offers cell service to iPhone carriers, cutting out the traditional cell carriers. They might even move to acquire one of those carriers for a reduced price. Second, Apple uses their new satellites and 5G ground-based infrastructure to boost its upcoming automobile ambitions. And third, Apple leverages the previous two positions to take a direct shot at residential broadband suppliers. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.